Hello. Well, if I'm not completely myself this video, my apologies. I got word on Friday, I guess that's what day it'd be, that one of my really good friends passed away. He was the one that I mentioned had the amputation and such, so I'm kind of in a dire mood, I'm not going to lie. But you know what the cure for a dire mood is? Paul McCartney. Hi guys, welcome to Lee Reacts. Hope everyone's having a good day. I've had better ones, but I'm here. And we are back with our McCartney Monday video of the week, which we have not done in like probably 2 weeks now. Because I kind of finished the request part of it early, and I've been trying to give myself more days off too, and there's been so much stuff happening, it's kind of crazy. But Paul McCartney is a staple of this channel, and he's not going anywhere. So we got 4 more tracks today from Back in the World. We're still doing this album. This is reaching the second, I think, album, because it's a double live album, I think. So Back in the World, it was released in 2003, recorded in 2002 for the Back in the World tour. And the tracks are going to be Something, Eleanor Rigby, Here, There, Everywhere, and Calico Skies, which I have not heard Calico Skies. I've heard the other 3, obviously, because those are Beatles tracks. So let's go. If y'all aren't subscribed, help brother out. Click that icon right below my face. I'd really appreciate it. Leave a like, comment, anything. It really helps the channel. I promise. It does. All right, here we go. Paul McCartney, Something, live. 3, 2, 1, go.
Something in the way she moves attracts me like no other lover. Something in the way she woos me. I don't want to leave her now. Well, you know I'll be leaving now. Somewhere in her smile she knows that I don't need no other lover. Something in her style that shows me I don't want to leave her now. Well, you know I'll be leaving now.
I love the clapping.
You're asking me, will my love grow?
His voice, man.
I don't know. Stick around and it may show. I don't know. I don't know. Something in the way she knows, and all I have to do is think of her. Something in the things she shows me. I don't want to leave her now. Oh, now you know I'm leaving now.
Damn. That was beautiful. His voice fits acoustic guitar so well. Or that was like a ukulele or something. My apologies. I'm like really, my mind is not here right now. I'm not gonna lie. Trying my best.
Look at all the lonely people.
This should be fun.
Look at all the lonely people. Eleanor Rigby picks up the rice in a church where a wedding has been. Lives in a dream, waits at the window, wearing the face that she keeps in a jar by the door. Who is it for? All the lonely people. Where do they all come from? All the lonely people. Where do they all belong? Father Mackenzie writing the words to a sermon that no one will hear. No one comes
Oh, man.
near,
It's a good little
looking
run.
and working, down in the socks in the night when there's nobody there. What does he care? All lonely people, do they all come from?
What an epic song.
All lonely people, where do they all belong? Ah, look at all the lonely people. Ah, look at all the lonely people. Eleanor Rigby died in the church and was buried along with her name. Nobody came. Father Mackenzie wiping the dirt from his hands as he walks from the grave.
Those strings are just
No one was
majestic.
saved. All the lonely people, where do they all come from? All the lonely people, where do they all belong?
Oh, they go so quick. I hate it. That was so good. It's like 40 years later.
Lead a better life.
Crazy.
I
35
need
maybe.
my love to be here, here, making each day of the year, changing my life with a wave of her hand. Nobody can deny that there's something there. Running my hands through her hair, both of us thinking how good it can be. Someone is speaking, but she doesn't know he's there.
That's some good
I
medicine.
want her everywhere, and if she's beside me, I know I need never care. But to love
That
her
accordion is
is
sick.
to
I love that.
need her everywhere, knowing that love is to share. Each one believing that love never dies, watching her eyes and hoping I'm
bass line.
always there. I want her everywhere, and if she's beside me, I know I need never care. But to love her is to need her everywhere, knowing that love is to share. Each one believing that love never dies, watching her eyes and hoping I'm always there, to be there and everywhere, here, there,
It's so soothing.
and
It really is.
everywhere.
It's like a healing balm. It really is. The dopamine's flowing. Calico Skies. This is the new one for me.
It was written that I would love you from the moment I opened my eyes, and the minute when I first saw you gave me life under calico skies. I will hold you for as long as you like. I love you for the rest of my life.
This is really cool. It's a good riff.
Always looking for ways to love you, never failing to find by your side, while the angels of love protect us
This sounds so
from the
different.
innermost secrets we hide.
Is this from London Town?
I will hold you for as long as you like.
sounds so familiar, but I swear I haven't heard that. Thank you, Paul. I needed that.
Yeah, for you.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. I needed that oh, yeah, too. Well, as usual, Mr. McCartney puts a smile on my face, and I needed that. I'm not going to lie. And it's funny. I don't know if it's because it's like a new song for me, I think. I liked Calico Skies, I think, the most out of that, other than the Eleanor Rigby version, because I can't, the Beatles originals are so good that even though this is like an excellent performance with other people, it still doesn't like hold a candle to the originals, obviously, and I think Paul knows that. And I think that's kind of maybe why I just like trying different little things with the songs, even though it's like a live show too. So he's throwing little different bits and pieces, but still keeping like the main frame basically of the song. I think that's really cool. But that Eleanor Rigby was beautiful, and I know that's like real Paul heavy song anyway, even like in the Beatles version, but man, he never sounded better than he did right there. He was just born to sing that song. Like, it's just pitch perfect. His voice fits those strings and like the sweeping nature of the song that the strings give it. It's just like whatever. He's like the man like with 1,000 voices. But it always sounds like Paul, but he always has like these little different variations in his voice, and I think that's really cool. Especially when it's like a 40-year, 35-year difference from like when these songs originally came out and stuff like that, and it still sounds this good with just like one member of the band. That's just a testament to like how good those songs were written back in the 60s. I mean, like I watched the Doors biopic over the weekend to try and like get my mind off things, and like I know that's not a very historically accurate like of the Doors themselves, but like I guess the 60s and like how Oliver Stone brought them to life, I found it fascinating. Some of it kind of a little scary too at points. It was like that dark side of the 60s that not even like Vietnam dark, but like the counterculture dark, that the Doors always try to like tap into, and like bands like Love and stuff like that. And then Beatles and like the Rolling Stones and all that from across the pond. It's kind of interesting how they all met, and they all kind of clashed, but not like in a bad way, and they all maybe rubbed off on each other a little bit, kind of like Dylan rubbed off on George Harrison and the Beatles and stuff. It's like cross-pollination basically with all those bands back in the 60s, and just magic happened. I mean, there was magic happened even without all that, but like once they all came together, and it was just unstoppable, man. And there were so many different variations of all this. You had so many different genres, but like they all fit in their boxes too. Like everything's so specialized these days, and like you've got like these custom playlists. Like nobody listens to the same stuff anymore unless it's like, ooh, get out of here, bro. Oh, did it get me? No, it didn't. That AI camera, sorry. Like songs these days, I mean, there's plenty of radio hits everybody knows, but 2 months from now it's gonna be gone. Like that's what happens these days. Like there's a song I'll hear, I'll hear it like a year ago, and then I will never think of it again until they randomly play it again. I'm like, oh wow, I forgot that song existed. But that never happened to any of my songs I listened to that I liked. I never forgot any of them. I remember them like note for note basically. So that's just they've got like what's it called nowadays? It's like that instant fashion. Like you can just buy an outfit, throw it away, buy an outfit, throw it away. I forgot what the exact term is, but we waste so much clothes these days, it's insane. But that's kind of like how music is these days. Like people just listen to a song that's great for like a week and they love it and it's everywhere, and then by the next month or two, once it's been overplayed or people just don't, it's just gone. It's into the ether. It's just to be heard randomly 4 years later in some commercial. That's not how music's supposed to be. That's not how art's supposed to be. I mean, like, it's supposed to be so much more than that, and we've like degraded it into this like digital commodity now. Like, it's so sad, bro. Like, I hate to say this is such a brutal way to put it. I'm kind of glad a lot of those people from back in the day that made such a big difference aren't here anymore, because I don't think they'd like to see what became of the world in a way. Like, it's just, what I'm saying? Like, we are so far removed from 1968. And that has nothing to do with this, what I'm saying? But, like, it's just crazy how much time changes. But, that's just how the world works, I guess. And my daughter's going to grow up in a world that's going to be completely foreign to me. So it's just how time works, I guess. And Paul, even though this is all these years later, he's still killing it. And I love it, man. So for the most part, I thought the bass popped up in, like, the last song, or is it the third song? it didn't really show up other than that. They were really kind of light on the main line instrumentals. Like, they really relied on Paul's voice. That ukulele in the first track, I think, and then, like, the strings and Eleanor Rigby. Like, the instrumentation is actually very mellow, It's very soothing music here. It's, like, versions of those songs that are very soothing, even though Eleanor Rigby is one of those songs that's like that anyway. But I think that was a great version of it, and probably my favorite track other than Calico Skies. So, Paul McCartney, vocals and bass, guitar and piano. Brian Ray, guitar and bass. Rusty Anderson, guitar. Paul Wickens on keyboards. And Abe Laboriel Jr. on drums. Heard the brushes, I think, in the second or the third track. They went so quick, they kind of blended together. I think it was the third track. It was kind of light on the percussion. Like, it was in there for some of the tracks, but for the most part, this was, like, Paul's voice and, like, the extra elements really driving it. But, like I said, they go so quick that I feel like I need to listen to it again. But I've heard these songs before, so it's not even that big of a deal. But thank you, Joel, as always, my friend. I don't think I even said you in the beginning. My apologies. That's how absent-minded I am right now. Like, it's, my mind is not here. I apologize. But thank you to our Omega patron, Joel, for requesting this album for this month. We're going to finish the second half of it, basically, this month, which is... Oh, we finally get to do Band on the Run next week. Yes. It's Michelle, Band on the Run, Back in the USSR, and Maybe I'm Amazed. That'll be next week. Calico Skies, I have to find out. What's it from? It's from Flaming Pie. Damn it, I was wrong. That came out in 1997. But that was my favorite song out of the bunch, to be honest. That it brought, war up, basically, the soldiers being born under Calico Skies and not wanting to use the weapons of war that they've created and stuff like that. That's a whole rabbit hole I could probably go down to, but I've already been talking for like 10 minutes, so I'm going to shut the fuck up. Thank you for hanging out. I'll see y'all later, and just keep me in your thoughts. I'm not... I'm okay, but I'm not at the same time, I've just been very emotional the past couple days, and I try to keep it together for this, but it's going to be okay. You guys rock. See you later.